Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special episode of Publishers Brunch with Karis. Now, if you're listening closely, you might, I know we sound very similar, but you might be wondering, who is this mystery person? Why is the titular Karis of Publishers Brunch with Karis not here? Well, let me provide some answers. My name is Kat Corpy. I'm an author who lives in the Pacific Northwest. A little bit about me, I write a variety of queer speculative fiction, and almost always it will have kissing in it. I am a devoted listener of this podcast, and most importantly, truly the reason why I'm here is that Karis is one of my dearest friends. And I'm going to try to get through this next little bit without crying. It's too early to cry on this podcast. I was so thrilled when she asked me to host this very special episode because she truly is one of my favorite people, someone I really look up to in both author spaces and as a human. Let's see, about our friendship. We met wildly in a Facebook group of another podcast that we both love. Shout out to 88 Cups of Tea. And I so clearly remember one of the first moments that I was aware of Karis, and it was when she was winning trivia. And that just feels very correct because she stays winning. She has all that knowledge in her brain, and she has it ready for us. We also got paired together in a book swap, and I am ashamed to say that I got our friendship out of it, but I still have not read the book that she sent me. Yes, it definitely deserves many thumbs down. So you can throw tomatoes at me later. And then finally, what else was I going to say? Oh, I also loved our time. I lived in New York for 3 months, and I feel like our friendship really got cemented during that time because we were doing things like rowboating in Central Park and wandering around Bryant Park and on the ferry. Some of my favorite memories of us, wildly, are just us on random boats in New York. So I don't know what that says about us. Probably nothing other than there's water in New York. Well, I normally, Karis, will yap at you for a little bit before, but you don't really know who I am. So I'm not going to yap at you. I just want to say a couple things before I bring on our guest, who is, in fact, Karis Rogerson, just in case anyone was wondering. I, as I've mentioned, adore Karis, and she is one of the most passionate, helpful, just fervent, I don't know. Fervent is the word I'm going to go for. People that I know. She is just so intentional with things that she does, and she goes after what she wants, no matter how quickly or how long the thing she wants takes. So I'm very proud of her. And speaking of things that she wants, her fiction debut, Sapphic YA romance, Nat and Cammy's Guide to Running an Undercover GSA, comes out in, as you're hearing this, in 2 days. That means there's still time to pre-order from Books of Wonder to get a signed hardcover with some cute little goodies. So be sure to run over there and do that. And now, without further ado, hi, Karis. Welcome to the other side of the podcast.
Oh my god, hi. I cried all the way through that.
I'm honestly surprised that I didn't cry. I felt it happening and I was like, no, suck it back up.
You said, I'm not gonna cry, and my brain went, cry? Cry? We cry now?
Yeah,
so now I have tears in my eyes. I will clarify for the listeners, the trivia that I won was specifically podcast 88 Cups of Tea trivia. I don't know facts. You can ask me the most basic thing, I can only think of a very dark question that I shouldn't say publicly, but you could ask me I don't know, where did the Normandy, beach thing happen? And I'd be like, I don't know. And the answer is literally Normandy. It's in the question. Anyway.
Sometimes the facts don't matter. Maybe the real facts were the friends we made along the way. That's why I do believe that facts matter. Science matters, facts matter. But what I meant by that was you knew a lot about the podcast. And I was like, wow, this girl is really smart. And now we're friends. So
amazing how that happens. Shout out to Yin and Moonlin.
Yeah. Well, how the brunch tables have turned. Now I get to ask you many of the questions that you've been asking your lovely guests for the last I don't even know how many episodes. What episode number is this? Do you know?
15.
Not to make you excellent. 15. So we're going to start, in case you didn't know, with a little appetizer.
Ooh,
just
cute.
a little, I don't know, a little num num num. I don't know why.
Amuse-bouche.
Yes, if you will. Let's start. Since your book is coming out in such a short amount of time, I would love for you to describe Nat and Cammie's Guide to Running an Undercover GSA in your own words.
Oh, okay. First of all, every pitch is in my own words.
Obviously.
I made the words. I made them. Just kidding. Shakespeare came up with them. Nat and Cammie's Guide to Running an Undercover GSA is a sapphic YA romance set in my hometown, which is Trieste, Italy. It is a boarding school romance. It is a romance about falling in love in a culture that does not want you to be or to be in love. And it's about pushing back against systems that would rather repress us and contain us into a small, tiny little pinhole of a box and being like, no, fuck that, and busting out of them. The plot, which you may be like, girl, say some real words. The plot is that Cammie is an out lesbian who goes to the school and gets bullied a lot, and she eventually, in her sophomore year, begins developing a friendship with a senior named Nat, who is a closeted bisexual baddie. And as they can grow their friendship and Nat becomes really more aware of how awful the school is, they come up with the idea to start an undercover GSA, a quote-unquote illegal club where queer kids and allies can come together and just find solace, whatever, find relief. And then maybe eventually they're like, we should do more than just find relief. We should pew 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 fight back. Can't say for sure, no spoilers. That's the book.
I love it. The pew 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 fight back is listen, I love that they fight back. The pew 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 is making me laugh, but it's fine.
The pew 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 of it all.
The pew 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 of it all, if you will. I love that. I love this book. I love Nat and Cammie. We'll talk about them more in a moment. But first, we're going to do some icebreaker questions. And I know there is one thing in all of your circles that I feel like stays so consistent. And I love that I get to see you in so many different contexts. And you love an icebreaker question. And everyone is like, if there's an icebreaker question, Karis will be bringing it. And so now we're going to do most of the icebreaker questions that you ask your guests, as well as a handful that I want to know. First, which is mine, if you had an entrance song that played anytime you walked into a room, what would it be?
Shit, what would it be? Let's think about this. I think it would probably be, I'm just gonna be like, what's the word for ambitious or whatever? I'm gonna speak it into existence. It's something by Chapel Roan.
I love that.
Let me think. Honestly, it's probably Pink Pony Club.
Incredible.
It's just
an excellent choice.
I am a pink pony girl. I'm not. I don't like pink and I don't have a ponytail. But in my spirit, I'm a bad dancer, but I'm a pink pony girl.
I'm having a crisis because is pink pony a hairstyle pony?
I don't know. I just said that for fun.
No, I love it because my little horse girl brain has always been like, yeah, obviously a pink pony. I literally never thought that there could be another interpretation of that, and that's on reading comprehension. I love that that's your song. Mine would be Strut by the Cheetah Girls. So I feel like
hell yeah.
we're in similar vibes of just like, fuck yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Hell yes.
Can I swear on your podcast?
I just did.
Fine? Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I just didn't know the level of, think of the
We swear.
children, you know?
Yeah, I write for children, but I don't think the children listen to the podcast.
That's fair.
I think they've got better things to do with their time, like read my book.
Reading. Buy your book. Anyway, now that we've spoken directly to the teens, what is something that has made you unhingedly giggle lately? Just full delight.
Oh my God. There's been some moments, and I'm struggling to think of them right now. Honestly, last Wednesday, so we're recording this about a week and a half early. So the Wednesday before this was like first week of June. Some of my friends in New York City came over to help me clean my room. Well, deeply embarrassing. The room was in a shambles. However, they're just like really lovely and really funny, and they were making me laugh the whole time, and like in a way that was like very like gentle ribbing, but like I knew it was in love. Like there's like a wink wink, like girl, you should have swept like 3 years ago maybe. But also like it is what it is, you know, a bitch has been depressed. And then we went to the place. It's a bar near us. It's called All Night Skate. It is, are you ready for this? It is a roller skate themed bar. There is no rink. And it's all pink on the outside. So the first couple of years I lived in this apartment, my roommate and I called it the pink place, but it's All Night Skate. I don't even think it's open all night. Like it's truly an iconic space. And we like sat up, we had to climb this whack like circular staircase, and it was like so tight, and I was like, I'm stuck. Like my purse got stuck in the railings a couple times.
Oh no.
But so we're sitting up there up top, and we're just like having the best of times. And I don't know, it was really good, not just because like my room got clean, and not just because I got to hang out with some friends, but also because people who know me know that I have spent the past couple years on a quest to make more IRL friends. I have people that I've known via my previous life in New York or via writing groups that live in New York, and I adore them, but like I wanted more people, period, and I wanted more people like within my sort of vicinity. And it's just really nice to have found them.
I love that. Community really is, I know people say it, and I think sometimes it can just become a refrain of like, yeah, community is important. But I think in moments like that where your purse is getting stuck and you're like, wow, I'm here.
I'm too big for this staircase.
Even if I'm stuck on this staircase and my room needs to be swept, like seeing people show up for you and being able to give and take fun and care, I think is so beautiful. So I love that you found that. I love that you're continuing to find that. It just makes me so delighted.
It makes me so delighted too. Shout out Fiction Bar and Cafe.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait to come to New York so that I can go to Fiction with you.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, and that's enough of me dreaming for the future. Another question. What's the best thing? And I know we are early in your author publishing career. It's just you're taking off right now. And so there's a lot of bucket list things. But I would love to know if there is something that you've crossed off already that you are just like, wow, it happened.
This is going to sound maybe a little weird because it is one of the first steps, in a publishing career. But it was signing with an agent. because that is something that I knew I wanted for like 2-3 years, and then I worked toward it for like 8.5 years. Like, I started writing the first book I queried probably in 2012. 2013, no, it would have been 2012, and I revised it for a couple of years, and I started querying it in 2014, and then it died, and the next book died, and then I wrote a really shitty book that I didn't even put in the trenches because I was like, this thing's whew. And then I put 2 more books in the trenches, and then I finally, with Nat and Cami, signed with my agent. My agent is Eric Smith at Neighborhood Literary. He's been really amazing. I signed with him 3 years ago, so like the whole thing has just been a wild journey of like, oh, woohoo, I'm querying, can't wait to be published in 2 years. Oh wait, so it's gonna be 12. But yeah, that like to me remains, I think, because I worked for it for so long and I spent so many years like feeling like it would never happen. Sometimes I think about it and I'm like it still kind of astonishes me that it happened, and I feel incredibly lucky and just like grateful. So
I love that. Oh,
yeah.
a dream. Speaking of dreams, dream lives. If money
Oh,
was no object, what would your aspirations be for your life, for your career, for whatever, wherever you want to take that?
let's go. So I have at least 2 houses / apartments. I have a brownstone in Brooklyn and a villa in Trieste, and probably an apartment in Rome too, just for like
Ooh.
shits and gigs. Or maybe like we put the apartment in like Scotland. So I have these houses. They all have like gorgeous rooms with natural lighting, which you can tell I've lived in this apartment for 6 years and I have like one window that faces a wall. Like, I miss natural lighting. I miss big windows. I miss just like space, and I miss an apartment that has, a hallway, a curve, a right angle, all that stuff. A corner. I'd love a corner. And then I write. Like, I make my living off of books, off of podcasting, ideally, because I still do this. Actually, it's not just those 2. I do have a whole 4-branch media empire that I'm planning. It involves a publishing house, a magazine, a podcast / like daytime TV show, and
Ooh.
and then classes, like teaching. And meanwhile, I'm also writing my own books, right? And I can only do this because money is no object. Like, the thing that keeps me from doing these things right now, like, I think this podcast, if I could like afford, if I had unlimited money, I would just fly every single guest to New York. I'd make a reservation at a brunch spot. I'd have someone with like a real camera and like recording equipment, and it would be live, like really cool. And it would probably do better because like people would actually be seeing us like at brunch, like interacting, like all that good stuff. And so that's what I mean by like the money being no object is really crucial to this, because I need the funds to like start a magazine and hire people to write like romance reviews. I need the money to teach classes. I need the money to publish books. But that is the dream, is like my little media empire, my books, and my homes in New York and Italy.
I'm obsessed with that. Something that you talked about in a recent episode, I don't remember who it was with, and I'm so sorry, but you were talking about romance as class fantasy and how much.
That was with Alvarani. That was the episode 13.
Okay.
Check
amazing.
it out.
Yes, it was an excellent episode. But something that really struck me was you were talking about how so much of mental health can be tied back to money, and how like truly not having to worry about money opens up your life. And not to get on my own soapbox about capitalism,
Please.
but it really opens up so much creativity and so much joy and so much like the ability to dream, because I want to see you do all of those things. And you're right, they do take money. And so I'm crossing my fingers that publishing gets their act together and buys many of your books so that you can afford to do all.
I need those advances to fund the rest of it.
I love that. Crossing my fingers.
I had a wild thought that I have perhaps forgotten. Okay.
It'll come back if it is meant
If
to.
it was important.
All of your thoughts are important, Karis. Anyway,
Cute.
I feel like you answered this somewhat in your dream, your aspirations, but I also am interested in the grandioseness of that life. What does your dream day look like? Like waking up, what does that look like for you?
I'm going to say something that's going to be so wild. Wake up 5:30 to 6 a.m., make my coffee, sit on my little balcony, if it's warm enough, or just in front of the doors to my balcony, read the news because I'm a morning news reader. It soothes me. Don't ask me why. And then I'll read like the news, I'll read some magazines. I will start writing slowly. I'll do a little bit of writing. I'll break for some reading of some books. I'll do a little bit of admin in that early afternoon part. This is a dream work day, obviously. I'll do a little bit of admin work in that afternoon period where you're like, oh, I'm so sleepy. Okay, that's perfect for responding to emails. Like, let's go. Better sleepy Karis than ChatGPT. Write that down. Don't make ChatGPT write your emails. Burn it.
Yeah,
ChatGPT,
absolutely.
not your emails. Yeah. Anyway,
text us. We'll write your emails for you.
Yes. What'd you say? Who will?
I said text us. We'll write your emails for you.
No, I actually will. I like writing emails. Literally text me. I love to brainstorm. I stop work around like 3:34. Maybe head out to an early dinner or like to catch a show or just watch the sunset, just like depending on the time of year and everything. I hang out with friends in the evening. I like the dinner show, whatever, like that's with a friend, at least a friend. And then I come home and I wind down and I go to sleep by like 11 so I can wake up the next day.
I love that. That sounds like a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, pivoting to still the final appetizer. We've had many appetizers.
I love it.
Are you feeling full? Is your appetite wet?
It has been wetted.
Wetted. Thank you. All right. How are you doing? Let's have a little check-in about big and small, the state of the world, the state of us. Yeah. How are you feeling?
I am exactly 2 weeks from my book coming out, which means I'm in a very interesting headspace where part of me is like, it's not real. And part of me is like, can the time move faster? Because I'm fucking ready. I keep refreshing my inbox. I keep refreshing, NetGalley, like all these pages where I have things that are happening and I'm just waiting on things. Like I keep getting into these weird spirals of like threads, inbox, NetGalley, auction page, threads, inbox, NetGalley, auction, and then I like make myself sick about it. So I'm trying really hard to focus on other things, whether that's I've been trying to focus on new projects, but I'm not sure that I'm going to have any luck doing that in the next 2 weeks just because my brain is so on fire.
There's so much going on. I don't blame you for that.
Yeah. But I am trying to read other people's books. I try to read at least a little bit every day. I'm trying to get out and be with my friends. That's always hard because finances are always tight, and so it's like a balancing act, and I spent a lot of money to get this book ready, which I didn't technically have. So I'm stressed about that. But also I feel I feel good in my inner life and my small world because like my biggest dream that I've ever had is coming true, and I feel really proud of myself for making it happen. And also we live in Trump's America, and he keeps going to war, and like we're committing multiple genocides, and it feels very clashy like symbols clashing to be like, things are great for me, but also like really bad in the world. And I don't know, I was listening to A Bit Fruity the other day. That's Matt Bernstein's politics podcast. And it was a couple weeks old, and he was talking to, excuse me, to a politician. And the politician just kept like talking around the fact that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza. And I was like, there are a lot of issues of the day. I mean, there's book bans, there's trying to legislate trans and queer people out of existence, there's racism, there's white supremacy, which is above all of them. But there is a firm part of me that thinks that like Palestine is the defining issue of our day, because it is the most viewed and live streamed genocide that we've ever had, and America is gleefully funding it. And I don't understand how anyone can be sort of can equivocate about it, right? Like, to me, it's like, I don't care if your feelings get hurt that I called it a genocide. People are fucking dying. And
Yeah.
we have them, and like prison abolition ties in because Gaza is just like we have human beings and we have put them in this space and we have trapped them, and then we are bombing them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an issue that I think you need to, if you're not full-throated against it, like, that's not good enough. So yeah, I was listening to this episode yesterday and it really pissed me off. And there are a lot of things that piss me off every day when I just like think outside myself, and that is the one that I'm most likely to punch someone in the face about, which I shouldn't do because I am not equipped for prison. But
So fair. Yeah, it's so hard. The dissonance of like, wow, I have this really good thing happening in my life. Something very important too. Like you're publishing an important queer book. Like I think the themes that you touch on and the story that you're telling is really important. And also it's a dream that you have had for so long, which also is important that that's coming true. And holding those things alongside everything and everything happening in the world. And it's not just like, oh, there's the one thing happening in the world. It's literally like every direction you look in. And it can get exhausting really fast. And I think it's important, in my opinion, to be, as you said, full-throated about not supporting how am I saying that? Against those things.
yeah.
And also taking care of yourself and celebrating yourself and the things that are going well in your life. Because if you don't find that joy and you don't find the little delights and celebrations, like all there is devastation.
Yeah.
So.
And I think I have chronic depression, and it presents itself in my life a lot with suicidal ideation, and I'm like deeply familiar with the despair that comes with feeling like there is no way through. And that's why I think like I believe that like this is not how the world ends. I don't think the fascists stay in power forever. I think good will prevail. And like that sounds so trite, but it's true. Like I think that justice and community and compassion and empathy will win. And right now it doesn't seem like it because all of the money is with the shitholes, right? If we could just like take their billions like spread it around. But they have so much power because of their money, and because we live in a capitalistic hellhole, and not just like capitalism, but like, it's dying and it's mad about it. Late stage capitalism. So
Pew, pew, pew.
Everyone that I talk to is like, oh my god, I'm so jealous of New York, like Zoran, he's so cool. And I'm like, girl, I guarantee you there is a Zoran in your city. Find him, find her, find them. Do whatever you can. Support them. Like, Zoran is not the only democratic socialist in this country.
No, not by a long
And
shot.
so, and I know, like, that sounds glib. Like, I'm not saying, like, it's super easy to do that in, like, a deep red state, but I am saying, like, those people still exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so take whatever sort of, like, fire that seeing the great joys of Mamdanistan, like, whatever joy that has given you, like, try to translate that into energy, basically.
Yeah. I love that.
There's a really cool org called runforsomething.com. It's run by someone named Amanda Littman. I think it's Run for Something. Yeah, I'll find that and put it in the show notes. They are helping people run for things, whether it's like school board up to like local government up to probably even more. So if you have any like free time or a burning passion for public service, like that is absolutely one way you can, and it can be as simple as like, I'm on my school board, I'm on my library board. That is so crucial because so many of the issues we're facing come from restricting information and censorship, and that is the front lines of the book banning battles are happening in libraries and schools.
Yeah. And I think people are so quick to overlook positions like that when genuinely the local positions, local government, school boards, all of those are the ones that are causing the most change in communities.
Also, I'm going to say something a little unhinged.
One,
I have this like huge fear of death. 2, you're going to be like, why are we talking about death? I'll get to it. 2, I have this fear of like not living a life that's like big and flashy and that the whole world knows about. And a year and a half ago, I started reading obituaries, and not just celebrity obituaries, but like a lot of times the New York Times will send out their morning newsletter, and I know I hate them, but also they're one of my best sources for news. So I'm like, they're on thin ice. But anyway, not trying to justify it, just saying like, I am aware that they're shitty, but also here we are. So they will send out, and most often everyone will have like an obituary for someone who has passed. And often it's like someone I've never heard of, and I'll read it and I'll be like, this person lived like a really great life and they did really cool shit, and I never knew their name, because you don't have to be Taylor Swift. You don't have to be President Obama. You don't have to be the biggest author in the world to make an impact. Like, you can make an impact. You can get your obituary in the Times if that's your goal, which it is mine. You can do all those things like just by showing up in your community. And I don't know, I spend a lot of time thinking about legacy, and I freak out a lot because I'm like, Jane Austen has been dead or alive or whatever 250 years, and people still love her, and will people love my books that long? And it's like, bitch, it doesn't really matter. Like, what you've got to do is show up now and make it so that when I die, which hopefully will be in like 60 years plus, or give or take.
Yes, either or,
like,
whichever works.
There will be people in my immediate circles who will feel it, and then like that should be the legacy. Like, I don't need to last for 250 years. I don't need, people in spacesuits in 20, 30, 100 or whatever it is to be like, oh, Karis Rogerson. I just need like the people that I know and love and that see me now to know how I want to show up for them, and to like know that I care and that I'm doing my best.
That's so beautiful.
To leave the world better than I found it.
Yeah.
Like, my mom used to say that about when we'd stay places. She'd be like, leave it cleaner than you found it. And I was like, okay, me for the earth.
Just you for everything around you.
It's got to be better.
I love that though. I love that perspective of like, I think it's again easy to get caught up in the macro of it, when really the micro of our lives, of our days, of our legacies are what make the difference in the end. So yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. obviously this was a heart-to-heart, but we are moving on to the entree, which is also a heart-to-heart. So we'll just keep the vibes rolling.
Yeah.
Something that we've touched on it a little bit with as you've been sharing through this, but you've been working towards this goal for many a year. And something that I really admire about you is that you don't give up. You, even when things are disappointing, even when things are not what you want them to be or don't go where you want them to go, you are like, all right, what have I learned? What do I do next? How do I pivot? What story am I telling? And so I have a few questions just about that process, how you're feeling now, etc. So
Yeah.
let's get into them. Okay, first, you've been sharing your words for a long time in nonfiction format. You have essays in various publications. You have your newsletter. You obviously have podcasts. It spans a wide range. You have a poetry book. But as I mentioned, publishing your fiction debut is something you've been working towards, pursuing for a long time. And I would love to know how the process of sharing your novel and prepping that is different than the other ways that you've been sharing your words.
Yeah, I think part of it is that I wrote my first technically personal essay in the school newspaper in the fall of 2012. Which means that it's been like 14 years of me writing and putting on the internet and like circulating to my community my thoughts about myself, my mental health, my relationship status, like my body, my writing, my dreams, my hopes, my whatever. It used to be I used to write a lot of essays that I no longer stand by because I was an evangelical Christian and I wrote some really horrible things, and I'm really glad that I can't find them on the internet anymore. I hope you can either. Which is all to say that I think I've kind of almost just inoculated myself against the fear of sharing my nonfiction. And I have always loved stories. Like, that's why I started writing, is because I just loved stories. I used to, at the dinner table when we were in long car rides when I was bored, I'd be like, Mommy, Daddy, like, tell me a story. And they'd be like, oh my God, we've told them all. And I'd be like, tell it again. Like, I just love, I think it's a very natural thing to love stories. Like, I think we're kind of built and primed toward that. And that's why, you know, back when humans first developed, they were telling oral stories. Like, we've always been doing it. There's a beauty in both nonfiction and made up stories. And so fiction was my first love of storytelling. And I've always had a very vivid imagination. And I'm lucky because story ideas and concepts and characters and themes and premises come to me. And I have a lot of them. But I don't have a lot of practice sharing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some practice, like I have a BA in creative writing, I have an MFA in creative writing, I've done workshops, I have an agent, I have query friends, whatever, critique partners. But honestly, it's probably less than 100 people who've read my fiction because just not that many people have access to it. And it's really scary to put a book out and be like, hopefully more than 100 people read it. You know, like people that have cheered me on for a decade and a half, 2 decades. I like have this huge fear of disappointing them with the product not being, if the end product, the creation that I hand to them does not live up to the work that I have put into it and to the time and effort that they have put into cheering me on and investing in me. It's the same thing that I've had forever of like, I don't want people to regret their investment in me. And it's like, bitch, they're your friends. They're not investors. Like, you're not a fucking startup. You are a human.
This isn't Shark
But
Tank.
also, I feel so grateful that people that I know from the fringes of my life, even, like, that I know just in passing, like, they know I love writing and they followed my writing and they're cheering for me. Like, that feels like a gift. And it feels like a gift that I want to hold very carefully because it's made of glass and I don't want to drop and shatter it. And I really fear that they'll read the book and be like, it just, like, it's fine, but it wasn't good. And I, like,
Mm.
I should be clear. There will be people from my past who might or might not read the book and be disappointed because it's queer, because it's very angry at evangelicalism, like, because it talks down on missionaries. Like, there will be people who are disappointed like that, and I am okay with that because that was on purpose. But if there are people who are like, I thought Karis was supposed to be, like, a good writer, like, why, you know? Like, that's what really scares me. And especially other writers, but also, like, my best friends, like my roommate, like, people who are like, yeah, you're gonna get published, because, like, they just seen me pursuing this for so long, so they took it for granted that I would be successful. And I'm like, but if I'm not, like, is that gonna be a disappointment? Yeah.
Wow.
So
sorry to bring up the the deepest fears, but it is a heart to
oh my
heart.
god. No, it's okay.
I think that that's so real and so natural. Like, we have put in so much time and so many years, and the fear of the the work that you put in not, like, coming out in the wash is so, wow, yeah, that's scary. But also, you did it, and regardless of whether people are disappointed or are like, wow, she's the best thing that has ever happened since Jane Austen. Like, everyone's gonna have opinions, everyone's gonna have feelings, but I hope you're able to still hold on to the fact that those people are supporting you, and beyond that, their feelings are like, wow, we're proud you did it. So,
and there's a part of me that's like, you know what, maybe it's a good thing that I didn't get, like, a trad pub deal and I'm not, like, a lead title somewhere, because now I can be an underdog. And if the book does well, or if people like it, they're like, wow, she did this despite, instead of being like, all that and still.
Oh no.
So maybe that's a little unhealthy of me, but there we are.
No, I feel that so deeply. Sometimes there actually are so many books that I have written that I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful that didn't go where I wanted it to go. And I know we've talked about this in the context of, like, we both started writing before we were writing queer stories, and before we had accepted or, like, knew that about ourselves fully. And so there's so many of those stories that I'm like, wow, I'm glad they didn't do what I wanted them to do. But also, even, like, glad that some of those stories have stopped where they've stopped, because part of it is the fear of, like, well, if this great thing happens to me, then what if I don't measure up to it? And what if I'm not good enough to be in that circle, or to, like, hold that title, whatever it is. So that's,
and the truth is, you,
therapy,
Cat
maybe.
Corpy, you are good enough for any circle you want to be in.
Wow.
And I mean that
friend.
so sincerely.
Thanks, friend. I feel that way about you. And I am not just saying that because you said that to me, I promise. I know. I always feel like whenever someone compliments me and then I, like, say the same thing back to them, I'm like, don't think that I'm saying that to you just because, like, I feel like I have to. So anyway, so I do feel that way about you, genuinely. And if you don't believe it, I'm gonna fly to New York to beat you up. Okay. Not threatening you on your own podcast.
Make sure you come to beat me up in, like, 2 week time.
Perfect. Be there when this episode airs. Okay. So let's go back to your questions that you have for the heart to heart, which is, I would love to know the best story or anecdote you have heard or experienced lately.
I finally started watching Percy Jackson season 2 earlier, like a couple days ago maybe. And one, it reminded me just how much I do love that world, and I love, like, the protagonists, you know, like, I love them in the books, and I also love the way they're being presented on screen, and I love this iteration of them. Like, they're really fucking cool. Like, Annabeth Chase, as played by Leah.
Yeah.
An icon and a queen. Like, I'm obsessed with her. I hope that she is protected from all racists and evil and just has the best life ever doing whatever the fuck she wants to do. She's a genius, though. Like, I love her Annabeth. And Grover, like, played by Ariane, like, they're just, like, I love this iteration of them, but I'm also, as I was thinking about it, I was just thinking of, like, all the different sort of, like, Greek stories that I have imbibed over the years, starting with the, like, Greek mythology big book with pictures that I read in, like, elementary school and that started my obsession, and ending with, like, the Dark Olympus series by Katie Robert, or specifically I'm thinking of Hecate by Nikita Gill, which is a YA novel in verse that follows Hecate. And it's gorgeous and beautiful, and it really is like a wild shout into a world that doesn't want women to shout or be heard or be seen. And so I was just like, as I was watching it, I was thinking of all of these stories and just how much I love them, and like, and I love the way that they have changed over the years as society has changed, right? Like when Rick Riordan was writing Percy Jackson, for example, people were like, oh yeah, Medusa was the bad guy. Right? Like, she sucked. She turned people to stone. So obviously he has to, you know. And then by the time we're up here, I was reading Dear Medusa by Olivia A. Cole, which is a gorgeous novel in verse, contemporary, but it talks a lot about that, like Medusa, and it's kind of reframing it as like, no, she was literally the victim, like 1,000%. And so I don't love that, like, we used to be like, oh my god, bad her, but I love that, like, we can see how society is developing and progressing through the way we tell these stories.
It's almost like art is important and is a good barometer for society and life. Who would have thought?
Fucking real.
Also, you're so right. Medusa was wrong. She deserves the world. She deserves to turn anyone to stone that she wants. So,
especially, man, ideally, she could go to the White House. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just get her.
We'll paint it gold. He'll be happy.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Ugh, not the White House. Boo.
Exactly.
Anyway.
As they said at the Knicks game last night, boo.
Exactly. Verbatim, word for word. Wait, did the Knicks win? I saw you.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's devastating.
It's fine, though, because we all know it was because of him, so we can blame him.
Yeah.
Because he was there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He absolutely brought his little curse with him.
100%.
His big curse.
You can't play good basketball under those circumstances if you're a Knick.
Anyway, moving on to hot takes.
Oh shit.
I love this section because I love hearing everyone's hot takes. I love seeing how hot the people are willing to go with the hot takes. So yeah, tell me, what are your romance hot takes?
This is.
Oh, I was just gonna say my only hot take is that not really a hot take, is that everything is better if the girls get to kiss. So
true. Mine is specifically a YA. We'll call it YA romance, but it could also be any YA, really. Don't tell the boss that I'm fudging the answer to her question. I'm the boss. And this is the kind of thing that, like, in certain circles, they would really get me in trouble, but I don't care about those circles. I think that on-page sex can belong in YA. I think that in terms of terminology, but also in terms of how it is portrayed, that is where the difference is between an open door sex scene and a young adult novel like Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel and Solomon versus an Ashley Herring Blake Get Over It April Evans, like, which is what I'm currently reading right now. Like, there's the intentionality behind it has to be different, which means that the expression of it on the page has to be different. And I do think, like, this is for two, like, it's important because we don't want to be writing super explicit, like, sexualizing teenagers, or writing, I'm just not going to be a 33-year-old who writes, like, sex so that teenagers or adults can read about it and get aroused, like, if the characters are teens. Like, I'm not doing that. But also, it is important to put on the page because it's sex education, right? Like, we're not doing it in schools. A lot of parents aren't doing it.
Yeah.
My introduction to sex was horrifying, in a book. It was not a novel. But, like, there is something so important about being like, yeah, like, one, you can have sex. Two, it can be safe. It can be consensual. It can be really good. You can stay with that person forever. You can break up with them. You can have sex with 3 people. You can have sex with, whatever. Like, it's not gross. It's not dirty. It's not unclean. It's not bad. Do it safely. Make sure that everyone is in agreement that they want it to happen. And also, like, if I'm a teenager and I don't know, or even like a middle schooler reading up and I don't know that, like, teachers can be inappropriate to their students, and I read a book and I'm like, oh, he, like, lifted her bra strap and she didn't like it, but my teacher does that to me. Like, maybe that's also like, that's, like, life-saving.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to be careful about it and to have the, like, very intentional with it, but also it's so important because of how it can change lives.
Yeah. I love that. I do agree that that's a hot take in some circles, and not in this circle, because my introduction to sex was also horrifying, and we won't go into that. But I just think about, like, my reading as a teen and how my life could have changed if not even just queerness, but also just sex in general and sexuality in general was something that was explored well and thoughtfully and kindly in the type of books that I had access to. And it really does, it would have changed everything. So, yeah. I love that. That was a beautiful hot take. Well done. I won't tell the boss.
Okay.
All right. And now we're ready for a little sweet dessert, a little treat, if you will.
I love a dessert.
Yeah, same. What's your favorite dessert?
All of them.
Don't make me choose.
I'm not going to. I don't like coconut.
Okay.
But I love almost every other dessert.
Wow. I love that. Excellent.
Don't like rice pudding. Is that a dessert?
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop listing things I don't like. You go.
All right. I have another question for you. Let's talk about rabbit holes and what a bookish or writing rabbit hole is that you've gone down recently.
Yeah, this is hard for me because I don't really research a lot. So I'm going to have to be very expansive with how I consider rabbit holes. What is a rabbit hole, truly? Okay, this isn't so recent, but when I started my MFA in 2022, the program made a big deal of, like, we're working on craft. Let's have craft questions. Like, think about craft. And I was sitting there and I was like, who can define craft for me? Just put it in words very concretely, very plain and simple. 1 + 1 = 2. This is craft. And so when I sent my first packet letter to my first advisor, she was like, ask me whatever craft questions you have. And I literally was like, Dear Jasmine, what is craft? Thank you. And she had a great answer, and she was like, amazing question. And I was like, wow, I'm winning at grad school. But also, like, I eventually did get an answer, which is, and I talked about this a lot on my other podcast, The Right Way of Life, where it was a craft focused podcast. To me, craft is just every decision that you make to put on the page. And so this has been, like, a journey of 4.5 years for me. Like, that's part of why I started the podcast, The Right Way of Life. which is on hiatus right now. But you can listen to all the other episodes at The Right Way of Life on Instagram. But we were exploring, like, we had an episode like, what is craft? We talked to an author, and it was like, it's a nebulous sort of concept in a lot of ways, and I need that to be very like pinned to the ground. I'm a Taurus, I'm an earth sign, like I need it to be within the earth. If it's like up in the clouds, like I don't know what that fucking means. I'm
beneath your feet.
Yeah, and Scorpio is water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have an air sign in my big three. It's like earth and water. Like I'm on the ground. I'm under the ocean. So yeah, so that's been like the project of a couple years, and part of it was like I like answering questions. I like knowing how things are made and what they mean, but also I do think for me what it came back to was just like the intentionality of it. Like everything that I put on the page should have been done on purpose.
I love that. That's such a good definition of craft. I feel like it is so nebulous, but it is just it's all encompassing all the things that you do on purpose.
And like Addie, my co-host, and I of the other podcast, we came up with like 8 like craft pillars basically, where we were like, these are the basics, and I really enjoyed that because it was very concrete. We did it because I liked it. Is anyone shocked?
That's an excellent reason to do things. So
exactly. Yeah,
I love it. All right, my final 2 little treat questions are in relation to publishing and having a book coming out. It's 2 sides to the same coin. And I want to know what has surprised you about this journey, both in a good way, in an exciting way, and if there was something that surprised you with being more difficult or harder than you expected. More difficult and harder are the same. I don't know why I said or. That's fine. Anyway, continue.
A surprise in a good way has been just like, I get in my head a lot and think that I don't really matter to people. And starting early last year, like even before I decided to self-publish, but especially like the day I announced the book was coming out, the cover reveal day, like the fact that Dahlia at LGBTQ Reads was so willing to do a cover reveal for me and was like so lovely, like, and I know like it's her policy, like she does cover reveals, yeah, no, it was really nice of her. Like it meant a lot to me. And I just am someone who like thinks that I'm unseen most of the time. I think because I'm afraid that I'm gonna be unseen, and so I just kind of like accept that as the truth, so it doesn't hurt me as much when I am unseen. But I think I have to like trust people and give them the credit that like they will show up for me, and like also remember like give myself maybe some credit and be like, I've shown up for a lot of people for 10 plus years in this community, and maybe it meant something to them and they remembered it, and like now they're showing up for me, and it's not quid pro quo or whatever. It's just like, you know, I showed up for them and now they have a chance to show up for me and they're really happy to do it, and like I maybe even deserve that.
Yeah, you do. Let me just affirm you to say you do deserve that.
Thank you. The hard thing, I think the easy answer here would be like, oh, how long it took, but I'm not going to go with that because obviously the hardest part, and this is maybe the flip side of like what I just said as the good part, has been like the failures, the parts where like I'll reach out to someone and not hear back, or I'll pitch an essay idea or book coverage to an outlet and they will say no, or they just won't get back to me, like the ghosting of it all. And I understand it. I understand editors are ghosting, not because they don't want to talk to you, but because they're overworked and underpaid. I understand agents do no reply equals no because they're overworked and there's 17 bajillion queries for every agent, but also that is a really hard part about the industry that I really fucking hate. And like I don't know how to say this without sounding like I'm accusing people, but like I don't think it should be as accepted as it is. Like I think it should actually be a faux pas to not reply to someone if you're an editor and an agent, you know, sends you a manuscript, or whatever. But even for like agents, like I just think we should build a system where they can say no and an email gets auto delivered, and like authors are just going to have to be okay with not getting something personal and not even having a form copy and pasted, right? Like it's just got to be like on Salesforce when I hit ready for client review and that shit goes to their inbox.
Yeah.
I feel like jokes.
Karis and I work at the same place, in case anyone wanted to know why we were giggling about Salesforce.
Yeah.
It's so hard because it is like, I understand, like I see the structure that has put us in this position, and both things are true, where it's like I understand their side of it, and also I feel bad about my side of it. So it's, yeah. In a perfect world with much more money than we currently have,
in a perfect world where authors could unionize legally. Do not tell the government I said authors should unionize. It's legal, but it shouldn't be. I'm done.
And on that, we're moving on to a little, we haven't even started drinking, you know? We're moving on to a little drinky drink. Topping it off with some fizz. So, because we're on the drink portion, I do want to know if there's a beverage you have been particularly enjoying lately.
This is alcoholic, but you could technically make it mocktail. But one of my favorite bartenders at Fiction Bar and Cafe, okay, technically this is also like a drink that exists outside of the world, but I thought they came up with it. But they make a drink called a creamsicle, which tastes like a creamsicle, and it's made with whiskey, which are some of my favorite things. And incredible. So they are the one who introduced me to it. I will give them credit for it. But it's like whiskey, oat milk, orange juice, and then something sweet. Ooh. And it's literally like, did you ever have a creamsicle when you were a kid? Yeah, it's literally like biting into that and being like, boom, it's summer. Like, it's so good.
And then you get a little tipsy, and it's the best of both worlds.
Best of both. You do get the best of both worlds. You do. Rock it out. Take it slow. Then you rock out the show. Whatever Hannah said.
Whatever Hannah said, that's what it was. I should know that song.
Yeah, Miss Montana.
Than I do. I am from Montana, and that was one of the few TV shows I was allowed to watch as a child. So
hell yeah,
I should know that song by heart.
You should.
Anyway, we've ranted about so many things, but it is soapbox time. So, is there anything that we have not ranted about today that you would like to rant about while we have our little creamsicles?
Okay. And I say this, Zoran, this is not about you. The New York City subway should cost $1.50 at most. $3 is obscene. For a ride, I have to pay $6 to go and come back? Are you fucking kidding me? What do I look like? Jeff Bezos? What do I look like? I can't think of any other billionaires other than the gross ex guy, and I'm not going to be him.
Where are you going? The moon?
Right? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, that's my soapbox. Lower the price of the subway. Also, use some of that money to, I don't know, fix it up. If you work for the MTA, do not cancel me. I love you. Thank you for keeping us safe.
Listen, that's not the rant that I expected, and I'm delighted by it. Yeah,
you gotta keep them on their toes.
Public transportation is important and should cost much less than it does. So I love this. You tell them. Now, we have some exciting updates. Do you have any news you would like to share that might excite your readers? Any events perhaps coming up soon, say in like 2 days from when this is airing?
Yeah, as of recording, it's not fully confirmed, but I can take this out if it doesn't get confirmed before the event. But yeah, it appears that I will be on a YA Pride panel at Books of Wonder in 2 days on June 23rd at 6 p.m. If you're in the city, you should come out. Come out.
Come
You
out.
should come out.
It's gonna be so fun.
I have wanted a Books of Wonder launch event or just like event period for 10 years, which is how long I've been in New York. Like, I love them. I go there all the time. I am at all their events. Literally, they like learned my name before I told them I was an author. They were just like, it's that girl, Karis. We see you. Like, okay, and same with the Rich Bodice. Actually, they were like, oh my god, we saw your book on NetGalley, and we were like, we know that name. So I love a book event. I love Books of Wonder. Someday, Ripped Bodice, I'm coming for you. You're my next target. But yeah, you can come to that event. You can still pre-order the book. You can pre-order anywhere, but ideally, if you want a print copy, you can place your order through Books of Wonder. I'll sign it. I'll personalize it. I'll put some cute art in it. Not me drawing the art, obviously. It wouldn't be cute if I were drawing it. And then stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at Karis, and then add an extra S, and then Elizabeth. And stay tuned for like other events that might be happening. I will be at LavenderCon in DC, July 25th and 26th, and at Fall Into Books Fest in Orange County, November 12th through 14th.
Which I will also be at, as her friend, and I'm delighted by that. Also, before I ask you this, also be sure, if you have not, to sign up for Karis's newsletter on Substack.
Yeah.
It is a delight. It is weekly. There are always great book recommendations, a little note from the heart, what's happening, and other thoughts, things about the world, things about publishing. It's a great time. You should read it.
Yeah, you should.
Also, do you know when the audiobook comes out? Nat and Candy will be in audiobook format.
Mm-hmm. I don't know yet. Okay. Hopefully within, my hope is before the end of the year, but I don't think they're promising that. So don't quote me.
Excellent. Well, buy the physical copy and keep an eye out for the audiobook sometime in the hopefully near future.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all of my questions. We've reached the end.
We did it.
Brunch is coming to a conclusion.
Devastating. Let's go again.
Do you remember that time that we had brunch in the East Village, and we, for some reason, our server gave us like an entire bottle of champagne each for our mimosas?
No. You got a bottle of champagne. I got a pitcher of sangria.
Oh, yes. Well, we both had an entire whatever of what we had ordered. When we left that, I was walking home, like wandering through the East Village, kind of unsure of where I was going. And I felt like I was in a movie. I have never had a more delightful time at brunch. And then I left and I was just like, wow, New York is dazzling.
New York, best city in the world.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about spending time with you, and also about New York. So, and also about this podcast.
Oh my God,
dazzling.
I love you.
I love you. Thank you for letting me ask you questions today.
Thanks for doing it.
Yeah. I cannot wait for your book to come out.
I love you.
And also to see you. I love you.